Oh, am I glad to be done with that fucking room.
I left the Damask 2 investigation to Francisco and returned to Papadal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Baba Hall's statue.
Mr. Edgeworth!
So, Kay, what's the situation?
It's great. Investigating's so much fun.
In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. Well, we weren't goofing or funny, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. You have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy, is that correct? Yep. As a local detective, I'm out now with the investigation on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Oh, understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem as enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value given to Detective Gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either.
What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away?
Yes, because that steel samurai was a fake.
Wait, what? What do you mean it's by fate?
Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping.
Unnecessary evidence removed, remaining evidence rearranged. Let's see. So we still have the pamphlet, statue, the notes on the body, the key, the knife, the document, the handle, the ink, the money, the other statue, the flowers, the note, spear, the dogs. Step ladder?
A ladder.
Actually, that's a step ladder.
They're the exact same thing.
No way, from their structure up, they're totally different. Of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. The step ladder's much too heavy to carry around, after all.
And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. Bags full of cement powder are stacked up here. I suppose they're for the renovation.
Because I don't smell a drop of gold here, or any other treasure for that matter.
Okay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Mr. Edgeworth, that was a pretty good play on words there.
Gummy, don't randomly jump in on one of our dialogues like that.
Were you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe? It's not like that, sir. It would appear the stage is also scheduled to be renovated.
Excuse me. You know, I'd love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the Greatest Thief Show.
I don't think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world.
How come so many traffic cones are red and white?
Because they're highly visible from a great distance.
Oh, that's why? Then the reason you wear that wine red suit is for visibility's sake?
Please don't compare me to a ragged plastic traffic cone.
Mr. Edgeworth,
You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective.
I don't have much else to do that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir.
So what did you find out?
Ah, well...
I take it he's found nothing of particular use as usual.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Paleno. Is it coupons?
And what would be this something interesting?
This, sir. Oh. Oh, that's pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there.
Why does a flame burn green, Detective?
Apparently, if you burn the special weight crystal oil that they only make in Babahal, it burns this green colour, sir.
Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose it's a ploy to force people to visit Babahal and should the oil run out.
Hey, Gummy, what about these silhouettes? They stuck on some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it project the images.
Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They're rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation.
Hey, what's wrong, sir?
There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you could do that much?
Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Well, because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant.
I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. What do you notice about this piece of evidence, Detective?
Oh, well, I don't sense so special about it, but this embassy's a different story. Wow, those look really good, sir. Can I have one?
Don't you dare line your stomach with the evidence. Come to think of it, the dog Detective Gumshoe takes care of just up and ate a samurai dog earlier as well. Poor little dog, slowly coming to resemble his handler.
That's a souvenir from Babao. It's a silhouette lantern.
By the way, how much is it?
It was really expensive, sir, but as expensive as me coat.
Oh, I see. So it's the average price of a cheap souvenir.
Ouch, sir.
There's a sign here warning passersby to take precautions around the renovation site.
They're really going on out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere.
I believe Ambassador Paleno has said it was to attract more tourists and visitors.
What can they do with the new stuff they're building? What do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth?
How about transforming it into a courthouse?
Be serious.
I was being serious.
You're not going back to Halabas already, are you?
No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat whatever you like.
And these are...
Discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning.
I appreciate the concern, however these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly?
Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract the extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard tonight over in Abasta... I hate these fucking words so much. Palestine Rose Garden. Ambassador Alba wants to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too.
Mr. Koshin told you that?
Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately I wasn't able to.
Because of the fire the Yatagalatsu started?
Exactly.
Ambassador Polano, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Prima Du statue.
Oh, I see. Let me ask you this. Do you know that Alabast and Bahal used to be one country called Godofia? Yes.
Yes, I know that much about your history.
Well, the Prima Du statue belonged to the founders of Godofia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed to the King of Godofia as a symbol of the country's wealth.
So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it.
That's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about the claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose.
But if Alabast and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue?
I have no reason to believe so. The Prima Du statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy.
I wonder if Ambassador Polano knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it.
Okay.
Ambassador Polano, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about.
Yes, and don't worry, you can ask me more than one thing. Ask about 2 or 3. In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes?
Thank you, but just the one thing's all I require. Manny Kochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary.
Sure, I'll tell you what I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador.
He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there were anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings.
Sounds like Mr. Kochin has a very sharp mind.
Recently, Manny had been very busy. Since I became the Barbalese Since I became the Barbalese representative of the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me.
I'm sorry, but what's this Country Unification Council?
Well, you see, we had tonight's events planned without a hitch. Our 2 countries were able to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, the dream won't be realized anytime soon.
I suppose not.
Right.
Ambassador Polano, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Prima Du statue sitting in Alabast right now actually belongs to Babal.
So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Carmen about this earlier.
Then you'll understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Prima Du statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession.
Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. But it's definitely Alabast's statue. I know because
It's the real statue. Then you're saying Papal's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders in Papal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight, to say we could not determine which statue was the real one. Why are you telling me this? Because I already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Papal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, I won't pretend to know either. I never thought by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth could be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic?
Where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast?
Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened.
Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country.
That's the gist of it. Babal's just as strict as Abelas in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country, meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the other two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapons smuggling is the person who traversed both countries.
You mean the fake Yatagaratsu?
In one way or another, the Yatagaratsu is connected, of this I'm sure. Now then, where's the Yatagaratsu first spotted?
I believe it's the Rose Garden on Alabastian side of the embassy.
The garden's just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagaratsu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste.
Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
I guess that it's a guitar pick.
That's what I was thinking.
I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use?
There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? There's not that there's anything that could get wet around here.
I was thinking they have concerts here at the open air stage from time to time, right?
Alright, I'll find it sooner or later.
Yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, will you be willing to hold on to this?
What is this?
Misused perfume. The bottle that woman left behind that I found 7 years ago. I thought one day it'd be some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time.
Thank you. I'll be honoured to hold on to it for you.
Missile. Missile's going to smell the perfume and track her down. I'm calling it now.
I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabast now, but...
I know. I'll go back to Papal and do some more investigating there. I see you're back, Mars Edgeworth. How are things in Papal? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scuffian's a girl.
The investigation into Manu Koshin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagaratsu has.
Ah yes, the Yatagaratsu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person that can feel each other's between the two countries at will? Preposterous.
That's what I came here to investigate. I heard this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagaratsu.
That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Albast. And that's when the Yatagaratsu appeared. The shadow as a mysterious thief appeared and just as suddenly vanished. The lamp. After that, there was a fire at the Babylonis embassy and the Yatagaratsu started.
I vow not a single feather from the Yatagaratsu shall escape my diligence. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance.
It's not just for aesthetics. The pool's water is also used to put out fires.
I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically.
The fountain spawns are set to stay up until the pool's water reaches a certain level.
If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level, which suggests the pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess we'll take some notes about it just in case.
Larry, what the fuck? No. How dare you surprise me like that?
I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy, what are you... Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think I'm the type to just jump in a pool and swim around for fun? Alright then, did you by chance fall in this pool? Nice guess, but no dice. You know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I got on the side of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. I'm pretty sure he's around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What you going to do if your son fell in the pool? How old is a child of yours anyway? How old is he again? Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess? Ms. Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yeah, because I'm a steel samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant's my cute little son. You're given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we've not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. Rest assured, if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Wait! Oh. Well, it's not as if you'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady's pouring water. Says it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadou. Very nice, Edgeworth. It seems you're lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened her mouth about a statue and somehow she made the lead to that. Is it possible the Yatagaratsu hid in these bushes? Of course not, they're those bushes. You've been spending too much time with Scruffy and that girl is rubbing off on you. It's alright, I'll wake you out of your stupor. Now the next time you feel like sleep talking, remember I'll whip you for real. All I try to do is offer up a possibility, and this is what I get? There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagaratsu appeared, the audience was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagaratsu. However, there were people in my way and I wasn't able to land a single lash. I suppose that means some other poor saps were hit instead. There's some beautiful roses here. They appear to be well maintained.
You're being too nice, Miles Edgeworth. The arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Those only truly shine when they're grouped by colour, one colour per location. They lose the beauty when they are mixed together like this.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. On second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face. I'd better leave it be.
They should really fix the proper balance of the roses.
Of all people to comment on proper balance of things. The statue bears a resemblance to the Primadou statue.
The plaque says, King Primadou on the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Primadou put his life on the line and went to war.
So Primadou was actually a person of royal blood. I thought it was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend.
What surprises me is that the real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed.
I suppose it's that too. There's an overturned spotlight here. I suppose Ambassador Alba sat in his chair.
Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair's prepared for him so he could have gotten tired during his speech.
In that case, why didn't you plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place?
The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why.
He sounds like my old principal from grade school who'd speak at assemblies. So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech.
The stage is set up nicely, however, where's the audience supposed to sit?
Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool.
That's such poor planning. If there were no place other than a spot for the tour by the pool, they really should have made seating arrangements, like as a gallery set up in court.
Indeed, you can sense the consideration for the viewers was taken in with those.
In the end, the speaker on this audience would just stand the whole time, huh?
Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to have sit down after a while.
Okay, I can't actually get up there, okay, right. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders?
Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran our lights, sir.
Don't tell me you didn't find anything related to the case.
Sir, not a single thing, sir.
Well, for now, let's just get those other law breakers down to the precinct.
Agent Lang.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor.
I'd just like to thank you for your assistance earlier.
Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did.
After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba?
We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Prosecutor?
Excuse me. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct?
Yeah, I saw the thief all right with my own two eyes. The Yatagarazu's always there lurking in the shadows. But the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when the cries of the Yatagarazu rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. By the time we got to the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose or simply a guest who tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, the Yatagarasu was here.
So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette?
Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible the shadow belonged to someone else. Huh. Good thinking, sis. You might just be right. If it weren't for the fact there's also no one else with the same shape. Not among the staff or audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right.
Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin.
I expected no less from my subordinate. Let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu?
Take that!
The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Isn't it possible it was created by this statue?
Are you playing me for a full Mars Edgepath? This statue's absolutely bears no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu.
You're correct. However, the statue is but one part of a whole picture.
What do you mean only one part?
What's the other part of the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow?
Take that!
Oh, that's not good.
Franziska, if you could take a look at this, don't you find it a bit suspicious?
Not at all.
As I thought. You see, I was merely testing you just now.
For fuck's sake. No time to waste on your pompous talk. All your explanation already.
Oh. I guess Franziska just didn't understand my point.
I don't know what it wants from me then.
Take that!
Okay, good. It's another statue.
The Yatagarasu shadow is made from the shadows of these two statues.
Made? What do you mean by that?
Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared...
You believe that those shadows will create the Yatagarasu shadow?
Precisely. Now then, what should I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu? First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primedu in the battlefield, then the shadow of the king's statue would appear the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light upon the queen who spoke of love to King Primedu, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to the stage.
So if it combines the two shadows... It looks nothing like the Yatagarasu shadow. Mars Edgepath had explains its grotesque shape.
Calm down, Franziska. The way the light needs to show on the queen's statue is wrong.
What do you mean by that?
I believe the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow.
Only one part?
Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill the rest of the Yatagarazu's shadow.
Why do you say that in the first place?
You're right, I apologize. What part of the Queen's statue was used to complete the Yatagarazu?
Take that!
Gotta be the hat, right?
Think back to what's missing on our shadow. 5 long thing areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of?
Ah!
That's right, it can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Francisca, please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand.
Okay, let's give it a try, see what we get. It's...
Yeah, it's exactly like the shadow I saw.
exactly like the shadow I saw.
The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume is also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights come back on, the Yatagarazu's shadow has vanished, which means the shadows are a construct and...
The shadows are a construct from the very beginning.
So you see, the Yatagarazu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country the thief visited was Babal, although it can be assumed the Yatagarazu had an accomplice in Alabast.
An accomplice? But who?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume the person who set up the shadow show. I sense the biggest clue yet to solve in this case is the existence of this accomplice.
How's the investigating going?
Detective Bad, have you come to join us investigating the Yatagarazu?
I've left the murdering agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarazu, so yes.
So, what have you found out?
I've got a piece of evidence.
May I see it?
Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. If you please.
When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering, and one woman claimed, "I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist." She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. What in the world?
The Yatagarazu is flying through the air.
The times they are a-changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. If it was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the first fire. The blur in the picture took off from Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary and headed for the embassy of Alba.
Objection!
It's simply not possible. People are incapable of flight.
Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once.
You may remember. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. Two, actually.
Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Barbalese embassy. I should start from there. Franziska, I need to return to Babala for an investigation for a bit.
Alright. I wonder what the photo earlier was about.
Indeed. The photo was certainly interesting. I believe this necessitates a need to visit the Bailey's embassy some more.
I suppose you have no choice but to conduct a perfect investigation.
I suppose so. I have to pass through the Fiatra Neutralis to get to the Barbalese embassy.
I'll continue investigating the size of the building.
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Come on, let's get back to our investigation.
Yes, let's.
Think after all the running around, we're right back where we started.
It would appear that way.
Hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Paleno. I've yet to find his killer. I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu.
Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth.
Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, right?
Mr. Paleno.
Actually, there's one thing you can do. Will you please allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a fuller investigation earlier.
Sure, please feel free to investigate to your heart's content.
There's also a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador.
If it'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Paleno. You're a total gentleman.
You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss.
Hey, Sir Paleno.
Those two got chummy awfully quick.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin?
We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted.
When I came into this room, the person was already gone. I'm willing to bet the person was chasing was Mr. Koshin's killer.
We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key to Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved.
I knew it. The woman's almost definitely Mr. Koshin's killer.
Yet again, we don't know that. There's too many mysteries to be solved around here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received the most mysterious photo from Detective Bad.
Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too?
Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu all these years.
Uncle Bad.
Now then, I was told this photo was taken just after the fire.
What? That kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all?
I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either.
But this could be how the person escaped.
Well, we need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off.
Now we can get back here.
You can see the Alabastan embassy through this window.
Where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ah, you can see it from here. I was on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed.
What? You don't mean the Master II? Oh, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I just can't turn a blind eye to this.
Even though Damask II was really an imposter of the original. The fireplace, huh? So Babal's officers have them too.
Two?
There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastan office. However, we found something that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace.
If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You could climb inside and we'll play hide and seek.
And come out covered in soot? I think not.
You really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears this is the area that was heavily damaged by the fire.
I guess we should hurry and get started examining everything.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. There's a bottle of Babalese ink on Mr. Koshin's desk. It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink.
Mr. Palena, it looks like your precious Babalese ink is alright after all.
What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movement before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are we talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you did hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babalese embassy tonight. Oh, what a bother all of that was.
But the only fire we know of is the one after the Jamming Ninjas show.
Well, the first one occurred at the start of the Jamming Ninjas show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught fire. Not wanting to cause panic among theatregoers, we kept it internal. Then the fire after the Jamming Ninjas show was the second one of the night. Then the fire after the Jamming Ninjas show was the second one of the night? Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out.
Then what's the extent of the damage in the second fire?
The second fire was contained to this floor and the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above that caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye.
I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Paleno.
Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what did you want to ask again? We were discussing your actions and whereabouts of today were. If you happen to know what Mr. Koshin's actions were and whereabouts were as well.
Very well, let's see. I've been quite busy all day from this morning until now.
First I woke up and brushed my teeth, and after I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Okay, I can do that for you. I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just followed right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him. When I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green? What was the cause? Well, wood crystal oil burns green when it's lit, you see, by this lantern. And Barbaley's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too thought it was Manny's ink that had caught fire, so that's why I was surprised to find out there's still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the jamming ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up the office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? I think I forgot to mention this. My office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the Primadou statue and the Barbalese knife set are down here. I see. The tidy didn't take that much, really. We just burned some files we no longer need and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain though, huh? About that. I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Haha. I guess I'm up a creek without a Manny here to get angry with me. An ambassador like yourself is to be on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Barbalese ink on the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. He got mad at me, saying I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. If you could tell me about you and what Mr. Cochin did this morning. This afternoon. Manny and I went down to the Theatre Neutralis. We'd been there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, I straightened myself up a bit and returned to the theatre. Because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It's a fantastic photo of the three of us. Ambassador Albert, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare my handshake photo op with the jamming ninja. He seems rather overworked for an ambassador. I got to my office when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs would carry me, but during the second one I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? That's right. Next time I saw him, he was lying there in eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Paleno, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, all right? Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I think you'd know more about the case than I. Let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons. Thank you, however, I must decline. Bubbly's ink consists mostly of wet crystal oil. When let the oil in the ink burns a bright yellow-green. It makes for a great science experiment. Give it a try with this. Well, I understand your enthusiasm, but the amount you gave me earlier is enough. I see, that's too bad. In that case, why don't you have a few more of these coupons? I've got plenty. I have plenty of those too. Where's he conjuring those from? The safe wasn't open at the time of the fire. You could tell because the inside wasn't burned, right? Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. Our safe's great. They always hold the wonderful promise of treasures within. This one certainly did have a few inside.